having a good time with their family and friends, there's this little spike of this pleasure chemicals, and you feel good. But imagine using it when somebody takes a drug. There's not just a little spike. There's a huge spike. So now suddenly you are overcome by this pleasure. You're just suddenly you are just engulfed in this pressure, and so you seek it again and again. You want to seek that high. So a person is always seeking that pleasure by going back to that drug. But what happens in the brain is it gradually starts getting fatigued. The pleasure gradually starts going down, and so you start taking more and more drugs. So basically, by triggering your reward circuit, you are actually you are changing your brain chemistry, because these chemicals which are released then affect other parts of the brain. So one of the most important things that happens when a person starts, using a drug very regularly or chronically, is that he does not stop deriving pleasure out of it. He's always seeking that high, but he's never able to get it.
Never.
So he's not getting the pleasure that he always had. The problem then occurs is that the normal life's pleasures, which used to give him some sort of a pleasure, they are not able to give him any sort of happiness. So he gradually drifts away into the world of using more and more drugs. Along with that, the pleasure center, the pleasure circuit in the reward circuit in our brain is connected to different parts of the brain. The prefrontal cortex, that is the area of the brain which is in front of our head, which controls decision making, which controls actions. What are we going to do? How are we going to plan things? That gets affected too. So a person, once he's addicted, has an impact on his overall well-being. People who often use drugs are more prone to depression and suicide. So even their decision making ability is affected. So we certainly know for sure that there are multiple changes that happen in the brain, and that's why we call it a brain disease rather than just a psychiatric illness now.